Soldiers, and welcome back to Outlaws Wanted. Last time, the crew of the Honor successfully stopped a war between the Galactic Alliance and the Imposition. Now, with an extra ship in tow and a little bit of coin in their pocket, the crew makes their way back to the home base of the Outlaws to buy some much-needed upgrades. All right, everybody, you're on board your ship. You have another ship that you captured in tow, as I said, and you're also 2 more crew members heavy than you were before. You are on your way to a mysterious floating space station that is used by the Outlaws as a home base. Is there anything you'd like to do before we get there?
Sample some delicious cooking from our new Chef Lucy.
All right, so we are going to start this off then. You all are in the kitchen with your Chef Lucy, although when you bring up that name, he corrects you, as that is not accurate. Excuse me, my name is Lucy, the Prime Chef of the Honor, and I would like to be addressed as such. Now, what I have prepared for you is eggs flanked by bacon. He hands you a plate that looks dubious at best.
That sounds about right.
I would like to congratulate you on your mission and on your recent acquisition of a most noble vessel from the Imposition. It looks lovely.
You know, I would kill a man for a little bit of cheese on this.
Sorry, go ahead, I interrupted. It's almost like there's a weird lag between us.
It is, besides that, is very good. Lucy, the Prime Chef, is that?
Thank you.
Prime Chef of the Honor.
Prime Chef of the Honor. I cooked them thoroughly. They are crisp.
As long as there's bacon grease.
Oh, no, I used that to lubricate bearings.
What?
In the engine room, I took it upon myself to use the excess grease as lubricant.
You did. I'm sorry.
Look, I thought that some of the parts were making some odd noises and could use the assistance of grease.
Vi leaves the kitchen immediately to go check the engine room.
Where is she going? I'm worried I've given offense.
She'll be back.
I'm sure it's fine.
Maybe.
You hear a bunch of clanging and banging going on.
And cursing.
A lot of choice words.
I also would just like to say how grateful I am for this appointment. I believe I'm turning over a new leaf as a chef.
I'm happy to hear that.
How's the eggs treating you, Rex?
Well, being honest, I'm uncomfortable here. I'm uncomfortable next to this very large man who has grafted a spatula onto each finger of his power armor and knives on the other hand. So, not so good, actually. But I'm pretty sure after sobering up and thinking about my lot in life, if I go anywhere else, I'm gonna get court-martialed, so I guess I'm gonna sleep under this table now. So thank you for that.
Commander Rex, we have extra bunks if you'd like to use one of those.
No, that's fine. Under the table's cool. I feel like it's appropriate.
Do you want like a dish towel or something for your head?
No, that is the funny thing about the Imposition. We don't sleep. I watched you while you slept last night. So pitiful that you must do that. Rex just looks down at his plate. He's very uncomfortable.
I was really just waiting for this to be back and forth Cody talking to himself.
I try to avoid it. I've done it and it's never fun.
Well, on that note, us pitiful creatures who need sleep might be turning in soon. When are we getting into the station? What's the name of our station that I know totally?
I don't think Cody knows, so how would we know?
I'm gonna level with you. I forgot to name it. I just now am realizing I forgot to name it. The reason I stumbled in my introduction is because I forgot to name the station.
Is it like named like Nowhere or something like that? Something.
I mean, that's in the right vein. So Mandy, I'm sorry, you could probably cut this out. But just round robin, what does everyone think the station should be named? We're gonna do this quick.
Tortuga.
Homefront or Homestead. Homestead. That's what I want. That's my vote. The Homestead.
No Man's Station. Short, No Man's for short.
My vote right now is the Wharf.
I was going to say like WORF.
Although that sounds too much like Wharf.
What was the place in Guardians of the Galaxy called? Was it like Nowhere?
It was called Nowhere, yeah, but man, I almost think I like the idea of calling it home. Like just simple that feels, I don't know, spacey. What do you think? Home front, no man's? What's the consensus here?
What was yours?
I said homestead. Like the homestead. Like the whole, like wherever, no matter where you land on the planet, there's like an old like grandma or grandpa in a rocking chair with a shotgun across their lap.
It's not a planet, it's like a star base.
Wherever you land on the star base, there's like an old person in a rocking chair with a shotgun. young whippersnappers.
I think we're gonna go with the homestead unless anyone else has like a strong opinion.
Homestead's fine.
Okay, cool. So you look at a little thing. It says 10 hours till the homestead. So y'all turn in for the night and are awakened to the beeping sound of like a proximity detector going off telling you are pulling into the docks.
Is Jyla's alarm clock like explosions? Like there's a small little bomb next to her that
I
explodes.
think it's the 1812 overture, but only the portion with the cannons.
As you pull into, I even have it just dash in my notes, like indicating to me that I needed to name it. As you pull into Homestead, from the outside, the station looks very haphazard and chaotic. There are multiple large vessels that seem to have just been crammed together to make this now semi-permanent space station. Docking is a fairly like, you just kind of do it. There's not like someone directing you. So you're like kind of dodging vessels as you pull into the station. And there's not like any formality to docking. You basically just dock and open your door at any place that you can find that's nearby. So, you are now attached to the station Homestead. What's everyone want to do? You and your two ships.
Well, I think I want to get everyone together, all the crew together before we disembark.
I was going to say, can we get everyone on the crew minus Rex, at least?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I was just including the four of us. I wasn't including Rex and Lucy.
Cool.
So, what do you guys think about this second ship that we have? Like, I mean, it is nice having the second ship, and as much as I like being an admiral, air quotes admiral, I think we could get some good use out of it if we were to sell it and make some upgrades to the Honor. Well, what do you guys all think?
I'm up for selling it. And there's not really a good nickname if you're an admiral. Cap as much just flows off the tongue, you know?
Yeah, it just doesn't really flow off the tongue very well.
It just doesn't have the same ring to it.
Admiral Captain Malcolm Llewellyn, I think I agree with you.
Did we ever talk about if we want to sell it to Rex?
I mean, sure, we can.
I mean, I don't know what kind of money he has, but
Yeah, I doubt he has access to funds if he's like a fugitive, essentially.
Out of game, I think if we were to give it to Rex, we wouldn't get the credits for it.
So weighing in as the GM and how like in my brain this would work, you guys can kind of give it to Rex, I guess. But narratively, I would say he got a loan and bought it from you because I want you guys to be. I think it was like creative for you guys to steal a ship, so you're gonna get rewarded for that with more ability to level up. But you don't feel like you have to give it to Rex if you guys like would rather just sell it and make money. He's not gonna be like offended or anything.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm just throwing it out there because, I mean, I'm assuming after this we don't want him on the ship anymore. I didn't know if maybe narratively it made sense to be like, hey, you need to get away. Here's a ship. Narrative, now we got two things out of the way.
I thought he was going to end up staying on the ship, even though, like, in character, we had all sort of decided that he shouldn't.
I mean, we hadn't really done that yet.
I don't remember.
This is where we do that.
Yeah, if you guys want to bring that up in character and talk about it, feel free.
I don't think giving former Commander Rex a ship is a great idea right now. He seems rather in a bad spot.
Well, but we don't exactly want him on our ship anymore, do we?
Yeah, especially because if I remember correctly, he said he doesn't know how to pilot, so I think that'd be difficult for him to get away with this ship. Don't think he'd last very long.
But it would be funny to see him try, wouldn't it?
Up until the point where he runs into us.
Fair.
So are we planning then on keeping him on our ship or dropping him off here?
I think somebody should let him know to hear that, you know, this is a great place to hitch a ride with somebody else, lose yourself, you know, if you don't want anybody looking for you.
We don't just want to set him loose and then just leave.
Wow. All right.
I suppose I can go talk to him.
Great. What are captains for?
Do you want to do that now?
Sure, I guess.
Do you want to call him into the room, or do you want this to just be you and him?
I was just gonna be him and me.
Cool. So you walk back into the galley. He's sitting under the table with a little blanket wrapped around him.
You mean a dish towel?
Yeah, what he calls a blanket.
Hey there, Rex.
Hey, yeah, hi. Hey, Captain, right? Yeah, I see the...
Well, I mean, as you've probably figured out by now, I'm not actually a captain. I mean, I'm captain of the ship, but I'm not actually, like, Galactic Alliance. You knew that, right?
Well, right now all I am is the captain of this dish towel, so, I mean, what I'm saying is glass houses and space stones.
Sure. Yeah, so we've arrived at what do we call it? Homestead?
Homestead.
So we've arrived at a homestead, which I'm sure you're aware is the kind of the base of the Outlaws. So that kind of gives you an idea of what what's going on here.
Is this where you're leaving me? Like, am I just gonna stay here now?
I mean, that's up to you. You're welcome to disembark here and find your way wherever you need to go. You're welcome to stick with us, and we can find a place for you. I mean, heck, you could even join the Outlaws if you wanted. I'm sure we could find some use for your talents.
Well, I'm gonna level with you. My talents, slim. Okay, so let's talk. Let's say I was to stay on board this vessel as a helpful member of the crew. Could you get rid of Lucy?
Lucy's still in the room, right?
I kind of like the idea that Lucy currently has his visor down and is just like standing facing a wall, and it just says like I don't know, like physical recuperation in progress, and this is the like imposition equivalent of sleeping.
This is Borg regeneration then.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
I like the idea that it just says sleep mode in progress.
He's plugged into the wall right now, is my point.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we can. He's a valued member of our crew now.
And if I get off the ship, I'm gonna still have to deal with the imposition.
Probably. I mean, okay, I'll live with you. I was Galactic Alliance until fairly recently, right? So I was a commander on a ship, and it took me a bit to be comfortable with having the imposition around, and I definitely had some moments.
Yeah, how?
What's that?
How were you ever?
Just kind of ignore it.
He has knife fingers.
Yeah, but
and spatula hands.
He's not actively stabbing you, right? And like I'm confident in my abilities to fight him off if he ever goes rogue.
What a low bar to set. You're not actively being stabbed, so get along, right?
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess that's true. So, alright. So option 2 then is I get off here and try to join the Outlaws, or I guess I get off here and become a bum. So, why did this work out for you? Because, like, I don't know which one to do right now, and I feel in desperate need of direction.
I mean, personally, for me, I kind of got a bit disillusioned with the Galactic Alliance, which it sounds like you had as well, and kind of wanted to make my own way, kind of do my own thing.
Well, I got illusioned with cyber prostitution, but, I mean, I don't know. They put me on a terrible assignment, and then, you know, the cyber prostitution. Just always there. Anyways, we don't have to talk about that. No, I don't know. I guess I'll decide. If I'm not here when you get back, I've started my terrific career as an outlaw. And he just kind of like drops the blanket and stands up and is like, I feel gooder. I feel more good than I did. I think. I don't know.
Well, sounds good to me. And yeah, well, whatever you decide to do, we wish you luck.
So as you walk away, he stops you real quick and just goes, "Hey, do you think I could ever actually be an outlaw captain?"
I mean, I think so. I think everyone has some talents they can contribute. Just a process of finding them.
Yeah, I mean, I was good at my job when I wasn't stuck on a terrible planet doing terrible work. I feel like I'm okay. And he looks a little bit, you know, what's it called? Bolstered, maybe? Uplifted, you know, His spirits feel a little bit
All
lifted.
right, I wander back in. I don't know if they had what conversation they had while I was gone, or they.
Okay,
have
so
that.
you guys are in the galley, not in the galley. You guys are, let's say, in the airlock, still discussing what you want to do with the ship.
What's the word, Cap?
Yeah, so not sure what he's going to do yet. I gave him the options of joining the Outlaws and staying on board, and kind of gave him the rundown of what he could do, and he's not sure. So we'll see. He said if he's not here when we leave, then he's made his new life here. So guess we'll find out later.
Alrighty.
Seemed a little in better spirits though now.
Good, I guess. Everybody deserves a purpose in life, right?
I tried to tell him that he can find, like, even if he doesn't think he has talents, he can. There's something he can do. He's got to find it.
Sage advice, sage advice. My purpose today is finding me a chemist. I got plans.
I also need to go to a chemist.
Sounds like a date to me.
What for?
Admiral Captain Llewellyn. I have standards.
Hey now! You can go to the chemist by yourself.
Also, other thing of note, before we take off, we should probably get Lucy put into a clone slug.
I guess you're probably right. So
I mean, if he's going to stay on our
case-
ship, I mean, we don't go... When's the last time we went for a picnic? You don't want Lucy, the prime chef of the honor, to die with the ship, do you?
Oh, we're getting him backed up. I see.
You, of all people, should understand the value of this.
Well, he's got his armor and stuff. I didn't think about it. He's always telling us how he's unstoppable and immortal and unsleepable. I don't know what he calls it. But anyway, we should probably get him hooked up.
Yeah, speaking of that, he seemed pretty asleep there in the galley just now. It was definitely not like what we would consider sleep, but he was definitely like kind of non-functional there for a bit, as his visor had some kind of message about.
Tell me you got pictures then.
Oh, of course.
That's my Cap.
However, we should also consider that former Commander Rex would also need to be backed up if he's going to stay on our ship more permanently.
Yeah, I guess that's up to him.
I'll ping him the coordinates of the slug place if he needs it.
You just ping him. You don't tell him what it is. Just like, go here.
Well, we also need to be careful, because if he decides not to stay with us, this is kind of a outlaw secret, right? We don't want the galaxy to know about it, and if he's not going to join the Outlaws, we kind of want to make sure he doesn't start spreading word around the Alliance or whoever else.
I assume because it was a space station, it moved around.
That's true. It's probably orbiting something.
The whole existence of the clone slug backup thing, from what Cody said before, is that's like a trade secret that the rest of the galaxy doesn't know we have that technology.
Oh,
yeah.
You're right.
It is a secret.
Yeah, he can wait on that. He can wait on that.
Have you guys decided about the ship?
I think we're all in agreement to sell
We're
it.
going to sell it.
I guess I didn't ever hear a word from Vi. What are Vi's thoughts?
Oh, Vi's fine either way.
Because I know that you, Mandy, were more inclined to want to keep the ship. I just wanted to make sure.
I've just thrown it out as, like, I guess I could argue either way. That's my answer. So honestly, either is fine. I think especially with this one, this extra ship isn't like, yeah, it's useful, but it's not like a small stealthy ship that we could use. So either way.
So I have a proposal for y'all. How about we sell this ship and the next one, because right now we can get some pretty good benefits out of selling this one. How about we sell this one now, and then the next one we come across, we'll keep that one to assemble our fleet.
Sounds good to me, Cap.
So, do I call you Admiral Captain Malcolm Llewellyn, or former Admiral, now just Captain Malcolm Llewellyn?
You just Captain's fine.
Okay, Captain Malcolm Llewellyn.
If you have to put a title on it.
Okay, so you guys have a list of objectives you need to complete. You need to sell your ship. 2 of you need to go to a chemist. 1 of you wants to take a guy to a clone slug. Who wants to do what first? And you can all go to all of these things if you want.
My thought is that, like, Jyla tries to, like, not sneak away, but get away, like, without Sully to go to the chemist, and then Sully bumps into her on the way to the chemist.
I suppose I can handle selling the ship, and then I have something else I want to go do at some point that I'm not really exactly sure how we're gonna do it.
Okay, why don't you handle selling the ship first, so that way everyone has the extra credits. So the docks are also just commonly where ships are bought and sold because they have to be attached somewhere. So when you enter the station, the place that you know of that buys and sells ships is just called Davin's Imports. So that's where you would want to go to try to sell a ship.
Okay, so I gotta go there.
Cool. So you walk in and there's a guy who's kind of dressed piratey in a very traditional sense. He's wearing high leather boots and like a flowy blouse and weathered pants. He seems like he would be a salty sailor, except he is on a spaceport. As soon as you walk in, he just goes, "Howdy, y'all!"
How's it going? Do I know this guy's name?
Yeah, his name's Davin. This is Davin's Imports. I'm Davin with Davin's Imports. The greatest.
This is Davin himself. Okay. We got a ship here to sell.
Now, what make and model is that ship, and what year?
Oh gosh, not really sure.
Do you have a CN number, a ship identification number?
I'm sure I have that right.
Yeah. Do you have a ship title in your name?
Yeah, about that. We kind of appropriated this ship on our last job here.
I'm just messing with you. All these ships are stolen. I forged those credentials in my sleep. So, but what kind of ship is it?
I was gonna say I thought you'd done this before. I was getting concerned there.
Oh, no, it's fine. No, I can handle stolen ships. But what kind of ship is it?
It is I don't know how to describe the ship. I give him the description.
Imposition Interceptor.
Yeah, that thing.
Oh, those are going real fast right now. Young captains love buying those and wrecking them, and I do love selling them. So that'll be at 5 credits, usual price. Let me know if you ever want to buy a ship. I got you. I can always sell you one of these things, lightly used, only a few laser holes.
Sounds good to me.
As you're walking out, he goes, "Hey, do you want to spend those 5 credits on a ship I just bought?"
Not right now. Maybe next time.
All right. If you ever need anything, stop by Davin's Imports.
Was he gonna try to sell us back our ship we just sold him?
Yeah, he's like a sleazy used car salesman type.
And he's gonna sell it to us for 7 credits.
Also, everyone from the Guild of Commerce now has a southern accent, so thank you, Caitlin, for deciding that for me.
No problem.
All right, who is next?
All right, so well, real quick, I assume we were kind of all together for that, guys, because it was like in the dock.
Yeah, you can be at this point.
Who all needs some credits here for whatever they got to do? I think I'm gonna need to take an extra for my plans. So we've got total of how much did we say? We get 1 each and then 5 for the ship.
Yeah, so basically 2 each, unless you want to trade around.
Yeah, so we have we've got 9 total, right? Yeah. 1 each for the 4 of us, and then 5.
Oh shoot! I forgot. There's not 5.
There's 4 of us, Cody.
Yeah, so technically there's 1 extra one floating around that I forgot.
That's why I figured like we could each. How much did we say a subsystem for the ship would cost?
2.
2. Okay. So how many credits do you guys think we will all need for whatever we need to do?
Well, I don't know how much I'll need at the chemist. Probably just 1.
I am only looking for 1 credit currently.
How about you, Vi?
I think just 1. Maybe more, but here's what I was actually.
Well, now I feel greedy.
Well, here's what I was actually going to suggest is I definitely want to do some work on the ship. So individually, I don't need a ton, but I would really like to put some work into the ship so we're a little bit more.
Yeah, and that was what I was going to suggest is whatever like leftovers go into the ship.
Yeah, I am completely okay with that. I will use whatever you want to give me to use on the ship.
All right. Well, so I guess that sounds pretty good. I guess I'll take 2. Here's one for you, Jyla, and 1 for you, Sullivan, and I guess the rest for Vi to go beef up our ship.
Thank you.
I vote we get a teleporter.
That sounds like a not a bad idea. I'll put that in as a suggestion to Vi and see what she can come up with.
I will consider it.
All right, decisive. I like it.
When am I not decisive, Jyla Mavek?
Fair. I think it's a good idea.
I thought you'd be on board to teleporting bombs onto other people's ships.
I mean, that does sound like a lot of fun, but what happens to your your atoms, though? What if it jumbles them?
I mean, we have clone slugs.
Well, yeah, it just sounds unpleasant. Like, what if all of my outside atoms are fine, but then the inside ones are messed up, but you can't see it?
I mean, you've had this happen before, haven't you, where you ate a bomb for a dare? Or is that someone else?
I mean, I have, but that was a long time ago, and I don't like you bringing it up. I was young and stupid.
I imagine it would feel similar. Your outsiders are jumbled, but you're inside.
Yeah, that was horrible.
It was pretty bad.
Are you telling me teleporting's going to be like that every single time? Because if so, I am not doing it. I am not on board with this teleporter idea anymore. Let it be known. If it's going to feel like a bomb exploding inside me again, that's a no. Sully, you can't be that quiet. I'm telling you.
All right, moving into the station, it is more haphazard than the outside. As this is a hodgepodge of ships that have just docked together and stayed there, it is a complete mess and is difficult to navigate.
So just like Jyla's insides after she uses the teleporter.
Dang it. Dang it, Sully.
As Jyla and Sully are going to accidentally end up at the same chemist, Jyla, tell me a one-phrase description of the type of chemist you want to find.
Experimental.
Perfect. That's the word I want.
Okay, Sully, tell me a one-word description of the type of chemist that you want to find.
Good at what he does.
Okay. Perfect. All right, you guys bump into each other in a crowded, narrow corridor that was formed of, like, the main hallway of a vessel that leads into what is commonly known as Chem Alley. Chem Alley is a large ship that was grafted onto the station that now just happens to house all of the best chemics. Putrid smells are constantly wafting from the area, and it's not considered a safe place to be, as it is the area of the ship, or it is the area of the station that is most likely to explode. So you guys bump into each other, heading down this narrow alley towards a shop that's just called Noxious Knox.
Hey, watch where you're... hey, Doc. What you doing in this side of town?
I told you I was looking for a chemist. That was not my voice. I told you I was looking for a chemist. And the best chemist in town is in this part of town. This
You
isn't
go to Knox too?
Jyla, Mavek, you realize this isn't a town, it's a spaceport, right?
Well, it just feels like home, and so I call it a town.
I mean, it is the homestead, so it should feel like a homestead, since that's what it is.
Wow, illuminating. You going to
Thank
Knox's?
I am, yes. Knox is the best chemist in town. I was going to invite you to come along with, but when I turned around, you were gone already, so...
Yeah, I was, wasn't I? Well, I guess we're going together then.
We head in.
You walk into Noxious Knox's. Noxious Knox's, when you enter, does not really look like a shop. It more looks just like a cluttered laboratory. There aren't products in neat lined up bottles to be sold. There's just a very small old man in imposition armor with tiny eyes and giant glasses, fiddling with a Bunsen burner, mumbling to himself. His armor is heavily scarred from what could only be assumed to be several chemical explosions.
What's his name?
Nox.
What would I call him?
Nox.
Noxilius.
Noxilius, yes.
All right, that's better. Noxilius.
I mean, to be fair, like, I've been doing this naming convention with everyone, even when you start giving people ridiculously long titles to mess with me.
He is ignoring you. His back's to you. He's just, like, mumbling to himself.
Would you like to go first, Jyla Mavek?
Nah, you can go. I got a custom order.
Well, I mean, so do I. You think I just get paltry Why would I come to Noxilius to get something run-of-the-mill?
I mean, he is a...
Not to be rude, but I can hear you are in the same room. And I guarantee you I can fulfill either order, so what do you need?
The Holy Grail.
He creaks slowly around holding a giant yellow cup. Good! Because I happen to have one!
Noxilius, I am looking for a chemical compound that when shot into multiple targets will link their life force together.
What?
Dang, Doc.
I thought that was rather clear.
Are you telling me?
Do you understand what I was saying?
You want a drug that mind melds a group of people together just by being injected by the same drug?
Yes.
What possible reason could you have for this?
Doc, that's impossible.
Well, I thought it would be useful if I could, make multiple of our enemies drowsy with one shot instead of 15.
Or you could just get really good at shooting.
Wouldn't you need to shoot all 15 of them with the said elixir?
But after that, all of them would be very easy to take down because I just have to hit on one of them and they'd all get drowsy.
So the goal is to shoot 15 people with a magic elixir, then shoot one of them with a sleeping dart instead of shooting 15 of them with sleeping darts.
Yes.
Got it. Well, I have an excellent story for you. In my youth, I knew a dolphin and had many friends, and we decided one night to talk to it. Turns out we don't speak dolphin, but chemistry does. So let me just dig through my party drug record and see what I can find.
So mechanically what I want this to be, Cody, is that it's like a level 1 tag where I can bond to to make it fair, I can only bond 2 people together at once, but they're bonded for the combat if I hit on them.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
So that way if other people do damage to them, it's doing a damage to both of them.
Everything is 1 credit here.
That's 1 credit?
Any tag is 1 credit.
Okay.
Everything on the shelf.
The difficulty with this maneuver is I have to get 2 hits before it starts working. And there's,
okay.
if I only get 1 hit, there's no effect
Right, yeah. I see. It's double or nothing.
Right. That's what I'm playing. And I can take multiple shots to get it, but the way I was doing it is I can set up people because I'm support class.
He hands you a small data chip. Any chemical fabricator should make it. It's basically LSD and vodka mixed together in equal parts with lemon for flavor.
I do like lemon.
Sorry, that just took me off guard.
Now, my dear, what can I possibly make for you? Perhaps a substance that allows you to see through the eyes of a mosquito?
Not this time, Nox. I'm looking for something to make my bombs sticky, but not so that they stick to me. So I need a little, some substance that will not be immediately sticky, but will become sticky upon flying through the air. And then we'll be able to stick to stuff.
As soon as you look at him, he's just holding a container of Elmer's glue. Maybe it needs more work than just this. He chucks it over his head. May I see a bomb?
Just 1. She pulls out 3.
Yeah, I just need a test subject.
All right, here's this one.
You hand him a bomb and he turns around back to his Bunsen burner and, whatever hodgepodge of chemical things there are that you always see in chemical labs. And you hear some puffing and burning sounds and a couple of pops. And then he turns back around and is holding a container that looks like a very sticky, like a goopy paste. He goes, just spread it on and then either blow on it or throw it through the air and the wind whipping by will turn it sticky as requested.
Perfect.
Also, could be funny for a prank. Just saying.
I will keep that in mind for sure.
Tell all your friends, Noxious Nox. He'll let you talk to dolphins.
I always do. Thanks, Nox.
Have a good day.
Have a great day, Noxilius, talker of dolphins. We're out of the building, so I'm saying that before Cody just starts talking as Nox again. It's I can hear you. Between you and me, Jalen, he gets crazier every time you talk to him, right?
Oh, most definitely.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure it wasn't just me.
In retrospect, it's probably all the chemicals he works with.
Yeah, that makes a lot of
me
sense.
question some of my late night thoughts, but on the whole, excellent work from him.
I mean, here's the thing. You factory reset every so often. I don't think Noxilius does.
That is true.
Okay, so who wants to go next?
Oh, and make sure we mark the romance stat up 1.
You're right. I do have a thing for Noxilius.
Love was in the air, along with noxious fumes.
Isn't that what love is?
Noxious fumes.
Everyone else seems to get like weird faces whenever Love's around.
So, Jyla, not Jyla, Vi. Sully, not Sully, Vi. Malcolm Llewellyn, who's going next? Who wants to talk to somebody?
I mean, I can go. I know what I want to do.
Okay, who are you looking for?
So I want to find someone who is trained or who is like originally from the Interstellar Council.
Okay.
I want to find, I don't know if they have some kind of temple or school or something around, like where a group of them hang out.
Are you buying something?
I want to learn a skill.
Oh, okay, cool. So kind of going to do the same thing. Give me like a one phrase description for the type of teacher you're looking for.
I'm looking for someone who is I guess kind of a warrior type, kind of like, I guess to use the thing we're ripping off, Jedi Knight kind of person, that type of person who would be someone who is good in a fight.
Okay. You make your way to a dark and kind of secluded part of this space station. It's most easily described as being found by taking all the wrong turns. It's not in a common footpath. As you make your way further down, like climbing through hatchways, you kind of feel drawn and guided towards a presence. Eventually, you find your way to a large, expansive, empty vessel at the heart of a large cargo hold, what used to be a cargo hold. There is a tree growing under like fake growth lights, so it can grow in space. At the top, you see a man wearing, I don't know, what would he be wearing? Sorry.
Khakis.
No, he's just like wearing like a baggy pair of pants. He's sitting at the very top of this massive old tree, and as you enter, he rolls backwards off a branch and falls straight through to the ground without touching a single branch, and stands up. Hello, my name is Horace.
Oh, hello, it's nice to meet you.
And what brought you to me today?
I've been in some fights in my time, but this last mission I just went on was a bit rough. I got a bit beat up beat up in one of our fights. I'm looking to learn how to avoid taking so much damage in our fights. Some way I can move around the battlefield without being hit all the time.
So I didn't know what skill you were going to try to learn, but I nailed it, so...
I tried to make it obvious for you.
I didn't realize that's what we were doing, but I'm glad we were on the same page. Well, now, I believe I can help you with that. I find that a tree is my best teacher. I don't seem to want to move like one. I want to be able to move through one. So your task is simple. Get to the top of the tree and to the bottom of the tree without touching the tree.
Alright.
Might I suggest lowering gravity? I did not mean to Dr. Seuss right there. He goes over to a dial and cranks it down a few, ticks, and you feel yourself grow lighter. I might warn you, though. Most people are used to a certain amount pulling them down, and they become over-eager.
How high is I was going to say, how high is the ceiling here?
It's very tall, and jumping is going to make you go very fast.
Okay, I was going to suggest if it was not tall, he was gonna bash his head on the ceiling of the first attempt.
That's kind of what happens now in a montage, is you slowly learning how to jump through this tree and guide yourself. As you do so, he's sitting there kind of talking to you. At times, maybe rely more on the feeling of moving through the tree rather than what your eyes tell you. You're going to be going too fast to see danger coming. And you have a very low score in weird, don't you?
Yeah, it's -1.
Oh, okay, cool. So as such, this is very difficult for you because he's kind of trying to teach you to channel the magical powers of space.
Yeah.
Which you can do, but it just is much harder for you. But eventually you kind of start to feel a sixth sense developing for how to flip and move through the air as you do this over and over and over again while you're sitting on this station.
Cool.
If you ever need any more guidance, come back to Horace. he says as he lightly jumps off the ground and floats back up to the top of the tree.
Thank you. Should I call you Master Horace? I guess how should I...
A tree does not care what you call it, and Horace does not either. I am Horace.
Okay, well, thank you. I appreciate the help.
Have a good day. As you walk out, you see the dial on the gravity turn itself up slowly.
Okay. Yeah, so narrative, just so for everyone else, I now have the skill Pass with Harmony, which means I can roll with Cool to try to move around a battlefield without taking attacks. If I get a 10 plus, the enemies not only won't attack me, they'll think I'm their friend. On a 7 and 9, they'll realize I'm a threat, but somehow their attacks will miss. And then on a 6 or lower, it just fails. I try to move to the battlefield confidently, and I get blasted. He can take a hard move.
Is that from the Mystic playbook?
That's from the Interstellar Council. I don't know which archetype it was.
That's my playbook that not mine, but like Interstellar Council.
Yeah, I went to that one because I saw that and I was like, oh, that'd be really useful to have, especially after that fight on Core 5 when I tried to do this exact same thing and got wrecked.
Only a little.
Okay, so Vi, you have been given the task to upgrade the ship. So, do you think that you have a mechanic that you work with, or do you buy parts from a guy?
I think I just buy parts.
Okay, and then do the work yourself.
Yeah, Vi's pretty confident in what she can do, considering she's been working on United Colony ships for all her life. So yeah, she doesn't want to give away any secrets. She's working by herself.
Okay.
But more importantly, going individually, so what I would like to do for the big thing that Vi wants to do for herself is I want to add so I've got my wireless drill with the kill switch, and basically I just want to add a tag to make it a more powerful hit.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I think she just kind of spends a little bit of time fine-tuning it so that when she does flip the kill switch, it's just got a little bit more kick to it.
Okay, sure. Yeah, I like that. So you just kind of, whatever parts you have lying around, or, maybe you have to go and get something, but yeah. Okay, cool.
I think it's more of a fine-tuning thing, because right now I have accurate as a tag. And that's a +1 at the moment for damage.
So this is on your drill?
Yeah.
It says it now does extra damage?
That is what I would like to do, yes. So I basically would like to have a +2 to that.
Sure, that's fine.
Sweet. And then was that just 1 credit for me then?
That would be 1 credit for you, yeah, to get whatever equipment you need to do that, because it costs something.
Okay, and so you have 4 left to do with whatever on the ship.
Perfect. Okay. Do we have 2 sets of guns on the ship?
Right now, yeah, your ship has 2 blasters. So what your ship has is a helm room, an engine room, shields, 2 blasters, life support, a hull, right? So you can add tags to your hard points. You can buy new blasters. So your blaster is basically an item that you guys would have. Right now, there's nothing on it. It just does 1 damage.
Yeah.
So if you want to add tags to that, you can spend some money to do that. Or you can buy a different type of blaster altogether. That would be 2, but then it can have a different type of effect, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Would that replace one of our existing ones, or would that be in addition? Would we have a 3rd gun?
I didn't put a limit on it, so I'm gonna say no until it gets bonkers.
So
if that happens, we'll make a rule for it, but until then, I don't have a limit on it.
So here's what I would like to do, running it by everyone. So if I have 4 credits left, and adding a tag is only 1 credit, I'd like to upgrade both sets of our guns.
Okay.
So that kind of basically do the same thing that I did just now, but on a bigger scale. So I want our guns to have an extra punch, which would be, correct me if I'm wrong, that should be 2 credits, 1 for each. And then look at the teleporter room, which is basically adding a full new thing.
Yeah, which would be 2 credits.
And that would be all 4 of our credits.
Are you excited, Jyla?
So excited. That sounds good, Mandy.
Do you want those tags to just be extra damage, or do you want them to also, like, do you want them to have any effect? Does that make sense?
No, it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't?
It does not.
Okay, so, like, you know how Jyla has stuff associated with her weapons that are not just damage, they're also, like, status effect?
Gotcha.
So you could have, like, status effect stuff on your weapons as well, or you can just say, like, high impact and it does extra damage.
Does anyone have any preference? Would you like our guns to be able to do something status-wise?
I'm good with high impact for now, and we can get more creative as we go.
Do we want to make one high impact and one like EMP so it like does extra damage to shields?
Ooh, that's a thought.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm fine with that.
All right, cool. So we have one set of guns is, what is that going to be then? 2 damage?
So you could say add 1 damage. So by default, it does 1 damage. You could add 1 more.
Okay, so +1, 2 total. And then one set is the same, right? It's +1, 2 total, but it's specifically towards shields.
Yes. And then your other 2 credits could be spent on a teleporter, and we'll, it works like a teleporter, and we'll decide exact mechanics later.
Yeah. that if everyone's okay with that, that is what I would like to do to the ship. And a little bit of narrative flair. While I'm adjusting my drill, I imagine she's like sitting, as she's in the engine room, she's sitting at her workbench, and she just shoots off like a quick video message to her kids, just saying like, hey, I'm currently at a safe spot, don't worry about me, but if you want to call your mom, you can do that.
Call your mom.
I keep forgetting that Vi is a little older and has like adult kids.
Yes.
Vi, make an investigate check, which is sharp.
Oh wait, I rolled twice. What am I doing? Clearly it's been a minute since I've played. I don't get it. It's a 5.
Okay, cool. Then nothing happens. All right, so as you guys all finish these tasks, I said that all of you have communicators, just so you guys remember. All of you at the same time receive a message on your communicators that says, report to the heart of, not to the heart, report to the command center of Homestead. And, but at the request of Commander, I misspelled that. At the request of Commander Lori.
It sounds really epic when you forget the name.
Sorry. I'll redo it. Just edit it so I sound good, Mandy.
Commander Lori.
You know what? It's not Lori, it's Loria. Sorry. That's what it is, Loria.
Do you want to know what makes it even better, Bandy? Is not when he stumbles through it, when he just gets it wrong.
I looked at it and was like, the frick did I name this person? Loria? There it is. Sorry. So, report to the command center of, what's it freaking called?
Homestead. Write it down.
I did. Sorry.
Such a cute name. I love it.
All right. Do you all want to respond to that right away, or is there anything else that you want to do first?
I think I'm good.
Yeah, I think I'm okay.
Okay, so you all meet at the command center of the Homestead. It is at the center of the base in every way. It is like the first ship that was here originally. It is basically the original vessel that started this space station. As such, it is very old and very crusty. As you look around, there's like moss growing on parts of the ship. All of it is slowly tarnishing and things don't quite work well anymore. Like doors open slowly. But you enter the main like command room, and in the center there's a glowing map that indicates like the entire known galaxy, like marked per faction, like all the borders between them and where skirmishes are happening. As you enter, you see 2 people. The first one is Commander Loria. She is kind of the heart of the Outlaws. She's in command of it as a whole. She was elected by all of the captains. When a commander of the Outlaws is picked, they serve until they step down or die. She is very old at this point and hunched, but probably also the most dangerous person in the room. The story about her is that no one knows the color of her blaster barrel because anyone that has seen it has died.
I like that.
Gila's favorite person.
She's my hero.
When you enter, she says, "Well now, it is nice to see you young people here. I received a message that might be of interest to you and possibly a good next assignment." She pushes a button on a command, like a board in front of her, like a control board in front of her, and a monitor slides down from the wall and turns on. A person who looks shockingly similar to Vi is standing in the center of the screen and just goes, "Hello, Mom. I need some help." And that is where we're going to end.
I love it.
We hope you enjoyed this latest episode of Outlaws Wanted. All music is from danosounds.com. If you like this show, you can check out more of our podcasts at the Wandering Gamer Network's website, as well as interact with us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Now remember, it's not the outlaw that makes the trouble, it's the trouble that makes the outlaw.